Hello, friends. Happy Monday. This is Miss Michelle here, and I have my Bible storybook here for you. I got a ton of requests from you guys. So a lot of them were the same, which is good. And so I'm just I'm going to show you. Look at how many pages I marked. I marked like 10 different stories, but they're all like huge stories. So I'm going to make a bunch of different videos, and because it takes like 3 hours to upload a video on the YouTube. So I'm just going to make them in little snippets, and then you guys can watch them throughout the week or whenever you want. And one of my families, the Lindemans, said that they really liked it when I read the voices. So I'll try to do that in a not blasphemous way. Okay, so let us begin. I got a ton of requests, like probably 6 or 7 requests for the story of creation. The story of creation is a little bit long, so that'll be, I'll read to you the whole thing. God's big plan. ABC 1, 2, 3. Everything begins somewhere. Imagine a place with nothing to see, hear, taste, touch, or smell. No earth, no sky. In the beginning, there was nothing but God the Father, His Son, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. God had a plan to create something big. On the first day, God said, "Let there be light." And light happened. God called it daytime. The darkness He called night. On the second day, God separated the sky and the waters, and on the third, He created land. Water whirled and swirled all around. God gathered the waters into seas, and then up came land, hills, mountains, valleys, and plains. God spoke again, and plants sprouted from the earth, colorful flowers of every kind, vegetables, trees tall and strong, their branches loaded with plump, juicy fruit. God saw it, and He said, "This is good." On the fourth day, God created the sun and popped the moon in the sky. God hung more stars than you could ever count, but He wasn't finished yet. God created birds and sea creatures on the fifth day. Little minnows and giant whales, tiny hummingbirds and tall ostriches. Day 6 was really special. God filled the earth with animals. Worms wiggled in the dirt. Giraffes reached for the sky. Lions roared. Monkeys laughed. Animals everywhere. But He still wasn't done. What do you think God made next? What's your favorite animal, friends? I really like elephants, but my favorite animal is the sloth. They're so dang cute. Jesus calling. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. I am the Alpha and the Omega. That means the beginning and the end. The Alpha is the first letter of the Greek alphabet, and Omega is like the Greek alphabet Z. So it would be like saying from A to Z. Most people call me Jesus. I am God the Son. I made the heavens and the earth. Even then, long before you were born, I thought of you, and I loved you. God starts a family. God said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and they can rule over what we have created." God saved His best for last. He made a man and then a woman, breathing life into them so they had bodies and spirits. God loved them more than anything else. They were the start of His big family. God made a wonderful garden for them to live in. Adam and Eve were happy in their perfect new home. They had everything they needed and plenty of delicious food to eat. They could eat the fruit from every tree in the garden except for one. Adam and Eve's big mistake. God said, "Don't eat the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you eat the fruit, you will die." God had a terrible enemy named Satan. Satan is evil, and he always wants people to do bad things. He came into that beautiful garden pretending to be a snake. He slithered around that one tree and whispered to Eve, "You won't die. If you first eat this fruit, you will learn about good and evil, and you will be like God." Satan lied, but the woman chose to believe him instead of God. She ate the fruit. Adam did too. All at once, God's perfect world changed. When the man and woman broke God's rule, something called sin entered the world, and that made God sad. God made clothes to cover them because they were ashamed. Adam and Eve could no longer live in his perfect Garden of Eden. God had to send them away where work would be hard and life would be painful. But God had a plan. He would come to earth as a baby and grow to be a man who would defeat Satan and rescue God's children. Jesus would be his name. Jesus calling, "No power in the sky, above or in the earth below, indeed nothing in all creation will separate us from the love of God." I was there when Adam and Eve left the garden forever. Wherever they went, I was with them, watching over them. Do you know that I am with you too? Nothing can separate you from my love. Okay, that's all I'm going to read in this video. Stay tuned for in the next video I'll be reading. Let's see. I'll give you a preview of what I read next. Oh, the story of Noah. Okay. Bye, friends.